Warren Buffett didn't have a dramatic boardroom showdown or health crisis that forced him to retire. After defying time for decades, the legendary investor simply realized someone else could do his job better. It was unfair, really, not to put Greg in the job. Buffett admitted in a candid Wall Street Journal interview that reveals the human side of this monumental business transition. For nearly 6 decades, Warren Buffett has been synonymous with Berkshire Hathaway, transforming a struggling textile mill into an $800 billion conglomerate. His annual letters to shareholders became required reading on Wall Street. His folksy wisdom at Berkshire's Woodstock for Capitalists annual meetings in Omaha attracted tens of thousands. But this May, attendees heard something they never expected. I think the time has arrived where Greg should become the chief executive officer of the company at the end of the year. The 94-year-old Oracle of Omaha's announcement sent shockwaves through the investment world, though the succession plan itself wasn't a surprise. Greg Abel, 62, has been the heir apparent since 2021 when Buffett's longtime partner Charlie Munger accidentally revealed that Greg will keep the culture during an unguarded moment at that year's shareholder meeting. What's fascinating isn't just that Buffett is stepping down, it's why. The billionaire investor, whose sharp mind still dazzles those around him, simply recognized his energy couldn't match Abel's anymore. The difference in energy level and just how much he could accomplish in a 10-hour day compared to what I could accomplish in a 10-hour day became more and more dramatic, Buffett explained. This remarkably self-aware admission speaks volumes about Buffett's leadership philosophy. Unlike many CEOs who cling to power until forced out, Buffett has always maintained he would stay only as long as he was the best person for the job. What surprised even him was how long that remained true. It surprised me, how long it went, he told the Journal. I didn't really start getting old for some strange reason until I was about 90. But when you start getting old, it's irreversible. Then, with characteristic philosophical simplicity, he asked, "How do you know the day that you become old?" For Berkshire shareholders, this transition marks the end of an unprecedented era. Since taking control in 1965, Buffett has delivered annual returns of about 20%, more than double the S&P 500's performance. A $1,000 investment in Berkshire when Buffett took over would be worth over $36 million today. But who exactly is Greg Abel, the man tasked with following this impossible act? The Canadian-born executive joined Berkshire through its 1999 acquisition of Mid-American Energy and has steadily risen through the ranks. Abel currently oversees all of Berkshire's non-insurance operations, which include railroad giant BNSF, Dairy Queen, See's Candies, and dozens of other businesses. Unlike the investment-focused Buffett, Abel has built his reputation as an exceptional operator, someone who knows how to make businesses run better. This operational expertise might be exactly what Berkshire needs in its next chapter. Buffett himself praised Abel as both an operator and capital allocator, telling the Journal, "The more years that Berkshire gets out of Greg, the better." Abel's work ethic has particularly impressed Buffett. In a telling exchange at the annual meeting, after Buffett praised Abel's future prospects, the successor quipped, "It's working way better with Greg than it did with me. I just didn't want to work as hard as he does." But while Abel steps into the CEO role, Buffett isn't disappearing entirely. He'll remain chairman of the board, still involved, but no longer making day-to-day decisions. The transition carefully balances continuity with necessary change, and Buffett seems genuinely excited about the arrangement. "I will be useful here if there's a panic in the market because I don't get fearful when things go down in price or everybody else gets scared," Buffett explained, highlighting the specific value he still brings. And those expecting the nonagenarian to finally slow down might be disappointed. "I'm not going to sit at home and watch soap operas," he told the Journal with a laugh. "My interests are still the same." For investors, the question remains, what happens to Berkshire after Buffett? The company faces mounting challenges that even the Oracle himself struggled with. Deploying its massive $180 billion cash pile effectively in an increasingly competitive market for acquisitions. Can Abel maintain Berkshire's unique culture while adapting to these new realities? The succession also raises deeper questions about leadership transitions. In a business world obsessed with youth, Buffett's career reminds us that experience has immeasurable value. Yet his willingness to step aside demonstrates something equally important: recognizing when it's time to pass the torch. As I've researched this story, what strikes me most is Buffett's remarkable self-awareness. In a world where many leaders stay too long, his graceful exit might be his final masterclass in business wisdom. The man who famously said his favorite holding period is forever knew that even his leadership couldn't last eternally. What do you think about Buffett's decision? Is Abel the right choice to lead Berkshire into its next chapter? One thing's certain, we're witnessing the end of an investment era that will never be replicated. If you're fascinated by how great companies navigate leadership transitions, this story offers invaluable insights into succession planning at the highest levels. Buffett's mindful approach to retirement might just be his final gift to the business world.